Welcome back to the program. So it is primary night. And so you had, let's see, Alabama, Georgia, Idaho, Kentucky, of course, Oregon, and Pennsylvania all having primaries today. So I'm going to go over some of the highlights. And yes, there was many of them. Lots of rhinos are now finally gone forever, never to be dealt with ever again. Okay. So let's start with, of course, Thomas Masshole finally is gone. Now, again, he did vote a lot of times with conservatives and kind of like a Rand Paul, where Rand Paul has a decent voting record, even though he's been a thorn in our side for many, many years. And Massie was the same way. But President Trump was like, I'm not having it anymore. We got a much better candidate than Massie. We've got someone that's going to be on the team all the time. We can count on all the time. We'll also have a great record as well. And, it goes to show you go against President Trump. Look what happened in Indiana. Look what's going to happen in South Carolina. And clearly, Massie picked the wrong fight. Look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Again, same thing. Go against Trump, and you're putting your career in jeopardy. Plain and simple. So Masshole lost by 10 points, by the way. Okay, so the Trump-backed candidate, Ed Galrine, absolutely wiped the floor with him. So no more Thomas Masshole. So we'll start with that. Let's see. Also, sticking with Kentucky, no more Mitch McConnell. That's right, the demented sock puppet, Mitch McConnell, who really hasn't been a senator in a very, very long time. Announced that he wasn't going to run again, so that's good. But he's now gone. Andy Barr, former Congressman Andy Barr, is now hopefully going to win that Senate seat. Should be a pretty easy one for him. And we got rid of a rhino, and we got somebody who is, I'd say, real solid. Maybe not 100% like a Byron Donalds or someone like that, but pretty darn good. Andy Barr has a 90% conservative scorecard. So not 100, but he's also not a 40 or a 50 or a 60 either. So this was a huge, huge help as far as that's concerned. Just real quick. So he voted for the SAVE Act in the House. He voted against extending Haitian temporary whatever protected status. So he's good on immigration. He voted for the SAVE Act. What else did he vote on? He voted against COVID era Obama subsidies and things like that. And let's see, he voted for the One Big Beautiful Bill. He voted for defunding NPR and USAID and PBS. So he's going to be a solid senator, assuming he wins that seat, which I think he will. So wanted to kind of point that one out as well. Now let's go back to the rest of these here. Texas, you probably already know, President Trump did not endorse Cornyn. He endorsed Ken Paxton, which was the smart move. Finally, he's doing something right. And so Ken Paxton should be the senator in Texas. So that's really, really good. Let's see. You also have Georgia. So we'll go through Georgia here real quick. So Georgia, the best part about Georgia is no more Brad Raffensbuger. The scumbag Raffensbuger is gone. Someone that didn't fight for President Trump, instead did everything he could to try to undermine President Trump during the 2020 election. He is now gonzo. Goodbye. So Burt Jones and Rick Jackson, I think his name is, they are going to be in a runoff for who's going to be the Senate nominee. To be the governor nominee for Georgia. So that's really, really good as well. Let's see here. There's a couple more. Remember that old Doug Jones in Alabama? I think he was a senator for a while. he won the Democrat primary to be the governor, but he has to go up against the former coach and, just absolutely loved beyond anything in the state of Alabama. And that's the current senator right now, Tommy Tuberville. So Tommy Tuberville is obviously more than likely going to be the governor of Alabama. So that's good as well. Let's see. The person who took the primary from where Andy Barr used to be is a Republican who's also MAGA named Ralph Alvarado. He won his primary as well. So that's good. And it looks like Tim Fleming and Vernon Jones. You remember Vernon Jones? Vernon Jones was a black GOP Trump supporter, MAGA all the way in 2020, who really was fighting against the election fraud. Him and Tim Fleming are advancing to a runoff for the Georgia Secretary of State. Remember, Secretaries of State, very, very, very important person because they run the elections. We got rid of Brad Raffensbuger, which is phenomenal. Tommy Tuberville, again, as I said before. And let's see. Georgia Supreme Court, a Republican won that as well, appointed by a Republican governor, which is good. Won re-election, beat the Democrat, so that was good as well. Again, another very important position. Okay. And then let's see if there's anything else really coming in. Not too much else. Pennsylvania, the numbers are just starting to come in, but overall, it's been a good night to get rid of rhinos. Mitch McConnell, Massie, Raffensbuger, and so I guess Kemp as well, because Brian Kemp is not running either, I don't believe. So you get rid of him as well. But we're clearing out the swamp on our side. And that's what tonight is all about. That's why primaries are so important, because you find people that will challenge the establishment hacks and the rhinos and hopefully get rid of them so that you can bring in fresh, new ideas, new people, new voting records that can advance the America First policies and principles of President Trump. And that's what it's all about. And that's why they spent millions of dollars in Indiana to get rid of 5 or 6 of those Indiana rhinos. And we may have to do the exact same thing in South Carolina. They're still working on that. So we'll have to see what happens. Let's see. It looks like Josh Shapiro won the Democratic primary again for governor of Pennsylvania. But again, that doesn't mean that he's going to be the governor of Pennsylvania. He's going to have a Republican challenger, obviously. Let's see if there's any other info coming in here. Polls closed. Kentucky, it's closed. Let's see. Senate advances resolution. Oh, yeah, we'll get into that here in a minute. So let's talk about that for the last few minutes of this segment. So apparently, because Bill Cassidy has lost, he's now turned on Trump even more, and he has now voted with the Democrats to advance the War Powers Resolution to try to limit President Trump's actions in Iran. Well, let me tell you first and foremost, this is all bullshit. It has no teeth. It has no bearing, and it will be ignored, number one. And number two, it doesn't even matter, because remember, when you do a ceasefire, the clock stops. And because it's been a ceasefire and the clock has stopped since, what was it? I think April 8th. So it's been a really long time. He can start up. And remember, he still has 90 days. So this whole vote is all bullshit. And the Dems can suck on it because it doesn't mean anything. The Senate on Tuesday voted 50-47 to advance a War Powers Resolution to limit President Trump's actions in Iran. Senator Bill Cassidy flipped, joining the Democrats after he lost his primary on Saturday amid the Trump rhino hunting tour. GOP Senators Collins and Rand Paul also joined the Democrats. 3 GOP senators Cornyn, who's now probably more than likely, he's not going to drop out, but he's going to lose. Paxton's going to win that primary for the Senate. Tuberville, who I guess was out campaigning or something because he didn't vote. And of course, Tom Tillis, another Rhino who's now no longer going to be there either, and he's out as well. He didn't vote either. The Senate advanced the resolution to try to limit President Trump's powers in Iran. The senators approved a motion to discharge the resolution from committee in a 50-47 vote. For Republicans, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, Rand Paul, and of course Bill Cassidy joined the bulk of the Democrats in favor of advancing this resolution. And of course, John Fetterman, still on our side of Pennsylvania, was the sole Democrat to oppose it. But like I said, it's bullshit. It won't go anywhere. And even if it does, President Trump could just ignore it. Just ignore it, plain and simple. Because the War Powers Act allows him to use kinetic energy, in this case wartime fighting, for 90 days. And if he stops the clock, it stops. And that's exactly what he did. So technically, he has not even until May 28th, which is what, if there was not a ceasefire, it would have been until May 28th. Now, he actually has, I believe, until roughly like June 18th, June 19th, June 20th, if he really wants to take all that time. So again, he said he was an hour away from reattacking Iran. I think, as I said before, after the Memorial Day weekend is when I think you're going to start to see the bombs dropping. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, overall, it was a very, very, very good night for Republicans, and in particular for MAGA primaried people that are primarying these rhinos and getting rid of these rhinos. The MAGA people are winning, and they have a much better chance of getting elected in November. So wanted to share all that with all of you. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Put them down in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one.